Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Kingdom, Season 1, Episode 2. It's just called Episode 2, so I feel like that part of my intro just has to be chopped off now because it's irrelevant.
Because it sounds shit.
Yes. It's Episode 2, so full spoilers for the episode, as always. We talked about Episode 1, and we ended with, of course, the actual zombies waking up in the Dongne
Yes.
village city. Yeah, I think I cut the name this time. So basically, we open this episode with our two main characters, the Crown Prince Chang, and Myo-young, I think is his servant's name is, or his guard. And this was a bit of character building here. It was kind of like giving us a sense of the characters, maybe more than the first episode had, because it shows that the Crown Prince has got a bit of a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of making fun of him, and he's kind of like, I'll have your family annihilated, and it's this really serious moment. I was like, oh, maybe he is an evil bastard. And he just kind of starts laughing. He's like, you think this is funny? I've threatened to annihilate my family? Yeah, because then
he's not wrong.
The very next scene, that they're on their horses again, going towards the village, and he casually says, hey, do this, and I'll annihilate your family. He just throws it out again, and it made me laugh. But they find this, they come to this clinic, and there's blood all over it, there's spears, and they go inside, and everything seems fine.
You say they go inside. He has to, climb over the wall.
True, he climbs in, but they end up inside, and they're creeping through, and, well, it looks like something bad's happened here. There's nothing seemingly happening right now. It looks kind of calm, despite the carnage. Yeah. And they eventually, one of them falls to the floorboard, and then again, there's some funny little beats here where he says, Crown Prince, Your Majesty, stay behind me, and he just immediately walks off. He doesn't give a shit about what he just said. Yeah. So again, we're getting some character with them, which is nice because I feel like we kind of needed that after the first episode, to make us like them a little bit. But they find all these bodies underneath the floor, and they look burned. And I thought, okay, so our guy from last episode, Seung-ryong, or Seung, what did I say his name was before?
I think it ended in ill.
Seung-ryong, yeah, that's what it was. Which, by the way, IMDb and Wikipedia do not have all the characters listed, which is very helpful for a show in a foreign language. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the names. So my assumption was that he burned the zombies to try and kill them. And they introduce a bit of mythology in this episode that's specific to this zombie show, which is that zombies, they're not like vampires in the sense that daylight doesn't hurt them, but during the day they're inactive. They only become active at night. Yeah,
it's kind of interesting.
It's different. It's a new rule for this that maybe gives us this chance to have this build up throughout the episode, because I'd say this was a stronger episode than episode 1, even though it did kind of return to being slow for the first chunk of it.
Yeah, but I thought everything that was in that slower section was stronger than everything in episode 1.
Yeah, no,
almost episode 1.
I agree. It was slower, but it was slower at building the intrigue of, okay, what happened with these zombies. Even the magistrate of the local town comes by, and they're having this drunken party when they're told that this happened. So immediately you're kind of like, oh, these are dumbasses, these are doofuses that we're been introduced to, and you're instantly just kind of like, okay, I get a sense of character with these guys, and they're immediately, oh, go and find this guy then. I see an ill, yeah, it must be him. Yeah, go capture him. Go do that right now. And they move all the bodies out. They've got them all lined up in rows.
Yeah. So I thought this was a lot more focused as well, this episode.
It was. Although in one or two episodes that cut to the royal family stuff, it was mostly all, about what was going on.
Yeah.
So the Crown Prince and co go to the local herb dealership, or whatever you call them.
Herb dealership. I mean, I'd be inclined to say alchemist.
Alchemist sounds right. They don't call them that. At least the subs didn't say that. It was something else, but
it was. But I mean, I can't think of anything that's more appropriate.
Herbalist.
Yeah. That's probably more appropriate.
But yeah, so they go to him to try and track down the doctor, because they notice that the doctor's not one of the bodies, right? The doctor they're looking for was not one of the corpses. And okay, there was this nurse that came to see him, or actually it's this physician, so she's actually a doctor. I think we were calling her nurse last episode. But she came by to try and find out about this flower that can bring people back to life. And I'm like, okay, is that what the source of this is going to be in this show? Is it this flower can do this? And so, oh, someone survived this whole massacre? Oh, let's go and find her. So they go to the frozen lands, which is this really cold area, obviously. and they encounter her, and when she finds out that the bodies were removed from, because they had them trapped under the floor, like they had strategically locked them up. It's almost like a werewolf, where you know they're going to become vicious at night. You're like, no,
it is a little bit, yeah.
We're going to have them trapped because they don't need touch with young Lil when he comes back into the show. They do this neat thing where he has the exact same shot where he runs towards the building twice. The first time it's the place where they buried all the bodies and had them trapped, and he's like, "Where are they all gone? What's happened?" And then we get the exact same shot as he runs to the magistrate to like tell them, "Hey, lock these bodies up right now. They're going to become dangerous very soon when the sun goes down."
Yeah. Yeah, the pair of them who obviously have seen this are both very distressed by what's going on.
Yeah, they're very terrified. They're absolutely, they're in shock. They're distraught. She insists on going back to town to try and fix this immediately once she finds out that they've taken the bodies away. We even get this fun little fight scene where he tries to like fight the guards as he tries to set fire to all the bodies. he's got like one torch and he's kind of like he's dodging guards and then like setting one on fire every chance he can get.
Worth a try.
And obviously, it ultimately fails, and they have him locked down. But so when the others
one of my biggest laughs of the episode is the physical comedy when he's escaping and just like barges through the door in a really comical way.
Yeah, no, there was more humor in this episode. It had a bit more personality like that.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. So when they get back, they actually split up. The Crown Prince goes elsewhere, and he runs up into the the young Cho, the son, who's there to kill him. A couple of his guards lock them in. And it becomes this duel, and he kind of holds his own, surprisingly. Like, I thought they might play this like he's not much of a fighter because he is the Crown Prince. He's not like been raised that way.
No. I think typically that's why he's been raised that way, because it's the expectation of you need to be able to fight.
Yeah, no, I get that, but he holds his own fair enough. But then he kind of starts to lose. His sword gets snapped, and he's kind of like losing. And there's a zombie trapped in there that eventually gets out. And I actually thought what it was going to do here is I thought the villain was going to end up having to kind of reluctantly team up with the hero.
I thought that too, but not quite.
No, he just gets killed. He's a zombie by the end of the episode. He's screwed. So, which is kind of interesting for us because we said the political stuff was the weakest part. So the fact that one of the main figures of that political story was just killed immediately. As soon as I'm
okay with it.
As soon as the zombie stuff really gets going, because as much as we had zombies at the end of the last episode, this was the episode where it is a 6-episode season. This feels like the end of Act 1 in the sense that now our main characters know about the zombie threat, and it's now something they're involved in. So that as much as we said the first episode and the second episode had some slower sections, especially the first one, I think it oddly feels like the show's quite well paced. Depending if it does what I think it's going to do with like the next one.
Yeah.
It'll actually be quite a well-paced show, and the first two are set up, and then chaos ensues.
Yeah, depends a lot on this next episode.
Yeah, but so far it feels well-paced in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. I don't disagree with that. And like I say, I like that. They're kind of going, screw the politics. Zombies are more important.
Yeah.
It's kind of the statement of this.
And I'm sure we'll get back to it, and it'll still be relevant. There's a flashback actually to. Basically, the reason why this started is because the Cho wants the heir, his actual heir, to become the new crown prince, but the king has to be alive until that natural son is born, for that to be enrolled. And the king dies, and he's like, well, bring him back, and he forces the doctor to use this flower on him, which turns him into a zombie, so they can technically say he's alive for a while.
They've just got him chained up.
Yeah, they've got chained up. And which is kind of obvious that more or less that's what had happened. We just get to see the specifics of it, like that he forced it because he'd already died.
Yeah.
And that's cool. The final shot of the episode is actually Chang, the Crown Prince. He escapes the barn or whatever that he's in, and he runs out and he sees the city in flames. Like, because we see the start of the chaos. We see because actually this is a really funny scene where one zombie moves a little bit. It's like they moved, and there's like one guy's like they moved, and the magistrate.
It's like go and look.
Yeah, the magistrate and he's like second are both like scared shitless, and they're like don't be a coward, guard. Go use your hand. Don't use your spear to poke him. Use your hands. Check the body. And I'm like, yeah, do it yourselves, you scared shitheads. They're standing back.
They have the privilege of being powerful enough not to have to.
Yes, but that's the thing though. Right from their introduction, you get the sense these are two people who should not have any power whatsoever.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They're drunk shitbags basically, but this guy's like, that's my wife, and he runs out to hug his zombie wife, and then the zombie wife turns around and basically bites out his neck.
Yeah. Yeah. Leaves me intrigued as to the zombie rule. Like we learned obviously the thing about the nighttime,
Mm.
but is it a case of one bite, or a scratch? Is it because so far the ones we've seen, they've actually died from their wounds and then come back. Um, so is it like, oh no, you just have to die and be infected by this?
What about Cho's son?
Yeah.
He only gets bit once, and
Yeah, but it was right on the, it was quite a vicious place on the neck. So I'm wondering if it like, okay, he
okay.
bled out and then he came back. That's why I was thinking.
It kind of felt like everyone in there who got turned into a zombie, how many of these guards get turned very quickly to me.
That's fair.
So I'm getting the impression it is just a case of one bite and it'll do it. Whether or not you technically die before you turn or not, it doesn't really matter.
That's fair enough.
Maybe I think in some zombie stories and some zombie mythology, if you get bit but you're still alive, it takes a while for it to happen. Like, it takes like maybe days. Whereas if you die, you'll come back within, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'm just intrigued.
It's playing with its own rules though, because we've got this whole daytime thing, which I don't dislike because it gives it this thing where I can see there being like, okay, if we can make it till daytime, we can spend all day prepping, we can prepare.
Yeah, it gives it a logical structure for episodes as well. Like if you want to build up every episode to your conclusion, right? It's like, okay, no, you have them during the day, go into where they've got to get to, and then shit, it's getting to nighttime. What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna hide?
Yeah, and obviously this didn't go full nuts this episode, but I did feel like I got more at the end. Like that entire encounter in the fight with the zombie and them turning, plus the fact that everyone seems to know about them now, at least in this town, it's like, okay, I feel like it's escalated. I don't feel like it's just it's spinning its wheels. I feel like it's actually progressing further into the zombie story.
Yeah, I mean, that's assuming anyone in that town's still alive. But yeah.
I think the ones we know will still be alive for the most part.
It's a logical assumption. No,
like COB, I think she's one of the main characters. There's no way she's dead right now.
Yeah, sure. I'm not disagreeing. It's a TV show. Just wanted to say, have that clarification there.
Yeah. I wonder actually if to try and blame it all on the Crown Prince. Like, the Cho sends some men, they'll see the carnage the next day and be like, well, that Crown Prince, he's massacring whole towns now.
Yeah, that's what I'd do.
You got to go catch him now and just kill him on sight. Do you know actually what I like about this? I like that when they do encounter the zombie in the fight, like obviously they instinctively try and stab it and slice at it, and it's like, yeah, that ain't gonna do shit to a zombie.
Yeah, there's a few times where it just stabs it in the back, in the side, and just nothing's happening.
Decapitation would work, but that's really specific. Like, because obviously one of the things is that guns are also pretty useless unless you do a headshot. You have to shoot them in the head. That's the traditional zombie thing. So the same with a katana or whatever. You have to decapitate them. Other than that, and
which I guess was nice set up last episode with the decapitations. Was like, no, this is already what they're good at, what they aim for, the clean kills like that when they're trying to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it proves that, they're quite capable of doing that. And, it happens here. We have a decapitation of a zombie and that does the trick.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll learn from that and be like, that's what I need to do to stop it.
Yeah. Direction was still pretty good. I felt it was less impressive than last episode, though, just in terms of regular film work, camera work, because I think there was more variety this time because they went to like the cold place and then there was like all the city in fire at the end. There was more visuals in terms of what we were seeing. I felt like there was less actual camera moves though and stuff like that were kind of sticking out to me as, oh, this is an impressive little moment.
There was probably less, but the ones that were there I think I liked more. Like when they first get to the village and it's just the shot of all the spears and stuff and the way it's barricaded up. I thought that was excellent and probably better than any of the directorial touches in the first one for me.
It builds suspense, which is kind of what the main thing it's supposed to do. So that's good. And I feel like I like the characters a little bit more this time. So that's good too. So these tend to be shorter discussions because we were kind of surprised after the first one that it was only about 15 minutes, and this one's looking like it's about the same. So
we're used to going longer. I think
it's a zombie action show, so there's less like themes to talk about. There's less like mystery to unravel.
There is, and also, this is maybe 15 minutes longer than an average episode, right? pretty much a full hour. But it's not necessarily more plot that's in it. It's just the style of how it's doing it.
Yeah. So that's episode 2 of Kingdom. We will be back for episode 3. You can look forward to that in a day or two's time. But that is us. So thank you once again for watching or listening. You can of course get us on patreon.com/mailedfuzztv if you want to support us for as little as $1 per month. You can even buy merch in the stores. There's links in the description to both the US and UK stores. But of course you can support us in other ways, such as liking, subscribing, commenting, let us know what you thought of the episode, and all that other stuff. But that is us. So thank you once again. We'll see you next time. Have you got any vanilla?